Hi, everyone. Robbie Young, Vice President of Strategic Growth at CUInsight.com. And today I'm bringing you a 3 questions video interview with a really special guest. Joining me is Ben Stangland, President and Chief Operating Officer at Strum Agency and Strum Platform. Ben, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
What inspired the development of Strum Platform, and how does it help financial institutions create more personalized and data-driven member experiences?
I love that question. Strum actually originally was Weber Marketing Group. So, Mark Weber started out Strum about 30 years, and I've been blessed to be with the agency for over 20 now. I can't believe it's been over 23 years, actually. We're helping credit unions with a lot of data strategies during that time. And so, when I came on board, I was working with financial institutions on the big questions of where should we place branches? Who are our target members, and who should we be going after, and where do we find those underserved members, and how do we retain members that have been so good to us in the past? And so what was happening on these strategies as a consultant, you're coming in and you're gathering data, and it's challenging to gather data because credit unions are sitting on so much data, but they have an issue with being able to wrap their hands around it. It's in different departments. It's looked at by multiple people. And how do you find it? And how do you gather it? And how do you actually utilize it? And so what was happening is through these projects, we would deliver our strategy documents, and it would be a flat file, a paper presentation sent to the financial institution, which would help guide them. But I would get a call 2, 3 years down the road on saying, hey, we love this strategy work and let's do it again. And the issue would be they couldn't track the results. They had issues with getting that data and what was actually happening. And so what we ended up doing is how do we solve this problem? This is not this is not a problem that seems to be really hard with financial institutions. So how do we solve it? And so we went down this path of building the Strum platform, and that's really how it became something. And it fed what we do is we part of the strategies is that we feed this data into it, and we can track it and measure it and create personalization to your individual members, which is actually connected to other systems. And we'll probably talk about that in a little bit.
Awesome. Could you explain how Strum Platform integrates with existing financial data systems and really empowers institutions to improve their member engagement and ROI?
Yeah. So what's powerful about personalization is being able to be relevant to your members. And being relevant is understanding your members. So how do we understand our members? Well, we need to understand our members by understanding the data around them. And so if you don't have access to that data and you try to personalize, it's a turnoff. If you've gone into a financial institution and you've applied for an auto loan and you've gotten that auto loan, and then the next week you're getting a promotion for an auto loan, it's not a good feeling. It's feeling like you should know me. And so what we end up doing is curating not only the first party data that from the cores or other systems that the financial institution might have, and we're integrating with multiple cores, ancillary systems, LOS systems. It doesn't really matter. And we're taking that and we're looking at holistically, what does that member look like? And then we're going out and finding third-party data. So we're finding demographic information, we're finding lifestyle, psychographic information, firmographic, so businesses, what kind of businesses are those financial institutions going after? And we're putting that all together so you have an understanding of those members. And then with that information, what is amazing about our product is that this is what we part of our philosophy is making sure that we're open to other systems, because financial institutions, when they come to a fintech provider, they're coming with their own history, and some would say baggage of other systems that they have. And so what we do is we recognize what you currently have, and we plug into those systems, whether it's other marketing automation systems, to make them just even better and work better than they're currently working. And then what we're doing is we're pulling information back and we're marrying it up with the core and those other systems to see the true ROI. So besides the opens and clicks, we're saying, did that person actually come into the branch? Did they actually open up an account? And then marrying that with a profitability model to show what the true ROI on those campaigns are.
That's awesome. As somebody who considers themselves a little bit of a data nerd, I love hearing those kind of things. So, how does Strum Agency work alongside Strum Platform to create a holistic marketing strategy? And what benefits do institutions gain by using both?
Yeah. So Strum has been around, like I said at the very beginning, from 30 years. We focus just in this area. So just with credit unions and smaller banks. And the platform itself is birthed out of that. So we're not trying to coming out of another industry, trying to force a product onto the financial industry. We birth from the financial industry. And both the Strum agency comes with years of knowledge of navigating how do we grow. So the big questions: how do we grow? How do we merge? How do we actually create change, and how do we create focus for the overall organization? And the platform, as a sister company, is a complementary because we're looking at the data. We're actually, besides just the actual execution, we're looking at how does this actually work, and can we actually change this going forward? And that's really how the two work together in harmony between the creative and the actual data analytics part of the businesses.
Again, so cool. Do you have any final thoughts for our audience or final asks of our listeners today?
Yeah, I think we've got so many solutions out there for financial institutions. I think what's really important for listeners is to understand what are the ultimate goal? What do I want to do versus going after the shiny object of the fintech or the provider, and then figuring out from that goal, will my provider actually help me with that goal?
Thank you again, Ben. It has been such a pleasure to connect with you, and I want to thank you so much for your time today. And as a final thank you to all that tuned in today for this 3 questions video interview, and we'll see you again next time.